Oh my God, it has been quite some time. Lots of family ordeals and a couple toy shows. We're already in November of 2021, which is just bonkers because of all the things that have gone on that are non toy related or project related. I just feel like I'm still in April. Time just keeps on rolling. Buying online, I've cut back heavily. I spent too much. The Hakes auction just ended, and we'll do that box whenever it arrives, but my gosh. We got some killer boxes here, as in killer, as in I don't even remember half the stuff in these boxes because it's been so long. But good stuff nonetheless. I remember one key piece is in here, which I've actually opened before, and it's a very rare piece. And it's kind of weird because no matter how much the internet has information-wise, people still don't know things, which is kind of a vague statement in itself, but like there's information out there should be, at least I'd be shocked if there isn't, where people debate me like these things don't exist and like they do exist. Oh, so right off the bat, this is not that box, that's the other box. So this is completely different. This is the Party Wagon. So in my personal collection, I have a box Party Wagon with no inserts. The turtle market has skyrocketed. I have a nice carded collection. I like the vehicles that were key and unique, but when it comes to like the oddball vehicles, I don't get super excited. And it's just also at that point where I just have so much stuff that I just can't like go out and pursue everything dead stock boxed and so forth. But I did want a nice Party Wagon. So this Party Wagon came up for sale, and I did pay a pretty penny for it, but I'm okay with that. It's a Party Wagon. Let's see how clean it is, because I was told it was clean. A little bit of rip there. Feels a little, oh my God, this is like, you can see somebody did a light clean. You can see the swipe marks. But I mean, overall, I'm still pretty happy. There's no giant damage on this thing. So I paid a pretty penny for it. It was about $2.50, I think I paid. It's a Japanese import sticker, so it's a U.S. package, and the Japanese put a sticker on the back for the import. And they did this for the early 80s and 90s, and that's why I picked it up. It had all the inserts, and it's just, I love that. It's clean. I mean, you can always find another box, but getting those proper inserts to these toys is extremely difficult. So, backtracking. So in the late 80s, early 90s, a lot of toys are being brought in and being produced in Japan. Some companies produce their own brand new packages with Japanese text, do their own photography, redesigns, etc. Some companies like Takara, they were on the fence on that. Some of the early X-Men are printed on Japanese cards, and then later on, they would just put the sticker on the back and say, call it a day, because it's a lot easier just to do that versus all that time and effort for making a new package, repackaging loose figures, etc. And there's a lot of neat Japanese stuff around that time period of the early 90s of like Jurassic Park. I think, yeah, there's some Aliens carded, some Predator carded. There's a couple mishmash of that time frame, and then it just goes right to stickers. But very happy to have this with the inserts. I'm going to check it out by our box one. See if I should swap it and sell this empty box with the vehicle to help pay off the cleaner one with the inserts. So overall, it's a good upgrade nonetheless, and then I will get some money back from selling it. The funky doodle part is I mean, if I was smarter and better on the ball, the original package artwork was for sale, and I knew the person that had it, and I just never inquired. It's like, two ships crossing in the night. And when I started to inquire, it was already sold, but at least I got the Foot Cruiser art. But the Party Wagon art is just early Turtles comic styled art, which makes it very unique. From when the cartoon was being produced, the art style changed a bit, but we'll talk about all that stuff another time. Fun, good stuff. moving on, we have another box. I think this is the box I was thinking about with that rare and unique piece in it. Because, as I said, I don't remember what the hell I bought until I opened it up. I was like, oh yeah, I bought that. Like, which is a sad thing to say, but I'm just so overwhelmed these days that I just bouncing between, you know, business, life, family, and then try to get these videos squeezed in. I haven't done any editing for like a month, let alone like, you know, just 2 years of videos. It's crazy. Then there's the other projects on top of that. I swear, I just cut this thing. It must have healed itself. It's like a hollow. It just immediately healed itself. Yeah, I've been watching a lot of Bleach stuff. Okay. Here we are. So this is our composite where I requested everything to be placed in here as is because I cannot trust the repackaging company. They are idiots. They truly do not know jack squat. And I didn't damage that one toy. Okay, what do we got? I don't know. Let's find out the hard way. So, mostly vintage. I'm hoping there's some resaleability in this box because I have spent so much money. So I'm not looking forward, you know, to find anything for my collection just for resale. So right off the bat, we have a Power of the Force mini rig. The card was already trash, but thanks, dude. I mean, I paid a nice amount of money for it, but it always makes me happy when the person's like, oh man, they paid a lot of money for it. Let's just crush it in a little bit and squeeze it in. And then this type of wrapping job. Oh my God, look at the card. Oh, yeah, like once they get the money, they just want it out of their hands immediately. So as long as this thing's still sealed, even with the bubble crack, I'm going to be okay because that's exactly what I expected and what I paid for. But if it's completely off the card, we're not doing so hot. So let's do a quick pause. And we are back. So it was 2 layers of bubble and then they saran wrapped it, you know, just in case it. And I think this really harks back to that the person that sold this in Japan was an old-time collector. And the Japanese old-time collectors are more focused about the toy than they are the package. So what I mean is, well, let's just do a quick pause because I already pulled it all off. No bubble crack. Fully sealed, little dent there in the corner. But I paid, I think, $250 for it, and I'm hoping to get $450. On a card like this, I can probably get the $450 because usually when I pick these up, lots of creasing along the top here and a decent bubble crack. But this one, even though it has its issues, it's still better than most that are out there. But going back, they're more focused on the package being nice, but the toy is the most important thing. So that's when you go to Japan, you could see carded toys, especially, you know, North American or European toys that are carded. The bubbles can be slit and they can pull the toy out, you know, the action figure like Star Wars 12 backs, and then they put the toy back in and they present it to you as though it is the equivalent of a box toy that was open and just put back in. And they don't understand there's a price difference. They really do believe that if you opened up a 12 back, let's say a couple of years ago, 12 back C3PO carded, and it's worth just roughly throwing out there $1,000 carded, and they slit the bubble, pull the toy out, put it on display, and then put it back in, they believe they can get near or close to that $1,000. And I've seen sellers, mainly older school sellers, trying that. And even some of the big collectible stores, not recently, of course, but, you know, let's say 10, 15 years ago, when they received dead stock from, let's say, a store that went under, like Power Rangers or more vintage 80s, 90s stuff, they would cut the tape on the packages just to inspect the toy to make sure it's complete inside and then sell it as dead stock even though the tape was cut. But that landscape has changed. They're more on the ball with that. But at least coming back to this survived. And I'm happy about that. I have one in my collection. I don't know where it is at the moment because all the moving around. But I'm just going to bite the bullet and have to sell this one because I've spent so much recently. But this one turned out better than I thought. So that was really good. This one, I don't know. And looking back at the boxes that I've received, I am actually curious now if I may have missed that box. This item in here, I actually have no idea. I have no idea. It says glass bean or setoman. I don't know what that is. Oh my god, that is tragic. Sorry for the dramatics on that one. It just, I'm not hamming it up. I'm trying to be serious and give proper reactions, but I just keep getting boxes that are wrapped by children. So inside, they ship this like this. No protection. Oh my god. This is a very old school trick, but I'm still not happy about that. They taped it down because they were so cheap. I've seen one person do that, but I still don't like it. It still can cause damage, and we're going to have to find out. So this was actually for my collection. This is a Diaclone piece. This is the red Sunstreaker, which I'm going to have to see if I can get it from the side, because this thing is, I'm not going to get that tape off, that's for sure. And I've waited years. Well, let's just say my Diaclone collection is mostly focused on clean boxes. Now, I want the toy to be in really nice shape, obviously. But to get the silver boxes especially in fantastic shape is not easy. So I waited quite a while, and probably too long, obviously. The market's been crawling up. But this is one of the more common ones, to find a nice, clean, boxed sample. And it's not flawless, but you can see there's just not a lot of destroyed creases here. Usually when they get impacted on the side, the silver just shows more condition wear than most box toys. It's got dustiness to it. It needs to be cleaned up, and I'm crossing my fingers that I can clean that spotting up down there. The toy inside I knew was going to be in a little bit of rough condition, but that doesn't worry me. As long as I got the instruction booklet and the insert looks great, I can replace the toy. It's the box that's more important than this piece. And I already have this piece in fair shape, so it'll be a good swap and flip. I paid about $350 for this, and I think that was a fantastic price, because Sunstreaker by himself is about $150 or a little bit more. So paying $200 for a clean box for my collection, absolutely. Absolutely. Resale market, it's tough. Diaclone people, they want to pay premiums for the dead stock mint, which is usually how it goes, but some of these box open toys, they don't garner as much as you would think they would, unless they're incredibly rare. It's like a Grapple number 20. And to wrap it up, we picked up a Gobots Machine Robo, just tear it open, wedge book. I used to go to Japan all the time, and I would look for these in the Mandarake or collectible stores. I actually assisted a little bit in the creation of this, as I knew the people that were involved, but I didn't get my name in the book, but I'm still hunting them down and flipping them. Beautiful book by Wedge, never reissued. This one, with the CD-ROM, they can hit around $250. And for quite a while, I was picking them up in Japan for about $30. And then it was $50, and then it was $75, and it kept going up in price all the time. This one, I think, had a flaw. Yeah, they tore out the DVD, and I kind of suspected that. I paid about $65 for it. I'm going to probably flip this for around, probably about $150, maybe a little more, because people want the CD, but a lot of that CD information is online now for free. It's the book itself that people want to hold and flip through. So that was the two boxes I got. The main one that had the really rare item in it, I'm now like worried I've already lost it. Maybe it never even arrived in the house, and it's been lost, and I just didn't realize it. And I think that I'm past due in trying to retrieve it. But still, I got a nice piece for the collection. I got a nice piece for, well, 2 pieces for resale. And that works out.